man, these 30-year-old guys can't catch me, you know. I was a little kid thinking, like, and that's how it is. Like, your character grows like a little guy into like a monster, you know, because you keep getting more and more like points, or just your rep gets bigger. So when I do these lectures and talks, I try not to promote nothing. It's just I'm showing them my experiences and my just basically my experiences.
You know, and these guys come in and tell the younger guys that, hey, you know, we made a career. We didn't just sit there and not do nothing with our life and just be a bum or whatever like everybody thinks that graffiti writers become, you know. And so they put their input with these young guys and kind of like mentor them into something more positive, you know, and to take their artwork more serious and bring it up to another level, you know.
To me, it's just art. It's letters. It's like, I think the older people they can't really enjoy it because you can't really teach it. It was like the kids made it up or invented it.
Yeah, like 10, 15 years ago, it had no credibility in like the art scene of like New York or whatever, in the galleries. And nowadays you see a lot more of that kind of art that was sort of marginalized becoming part of, you know, the bigger art scene, which I think is really great. It's something different than what you usually get, and I don't know, I like it.
You know, if you're a true graffiti artist, you don't rest. Once you hit that spot you wanted to hit, or you pulled off that burner you wanted to pull off, it's like, now it's next. And you just keep going. And it's part of being alive. Like, there's been times where I've been so sick I couldn't paint. And so it feels really good to be able to get out there. Your job right now, it's my job that keeps me from doing the you know, other side of graffiti, which is like the bombing and stuff. So it's purely legal stuff, and it's a different world, man. I have to deal with a lot of people that really don't understand true graffiti values.
Sure. What makes it really amazing is once you finish doing what you vision, the reaction of the community is amazing. It's like mind-blowing. Everybody stops to look at it. Everybody wants to see what it is, what's going on with it. It attracts a lot of attention, and that's how you end up speaking your mind. You know, you speak your mind through your art because it just attracts everybody's attention. Where some may like it, some may not like it, but it gets everybody's attention, and it's a known fact, and it's really amazing, and that's how we as artists speak our mind.
You know, it's great to see that writers are kind of doing other things, you know, besides writing. It's like you're taking it into a different realm. Like I said, for me, the painting side and the writing side are always two different forces, but yet they balance each other out. You know, you have one that's very meditative and one that's very much on the spot, very spontaneous. And you know, when you have gallery shows like this, it's nice to see that they're brought together.
And then dance, of course, dance comes from way back too, and you know, we just, you know, the break dancing is incorporated with multiple styles of dance, and karate and kung fu style and capoeira. And
b-boying is, you know, the art form of the body. You know, it's just like also known as breakdancing. People might know it as breakdancing. B-boy is a break boy. You know, we're, you know, part of the hip hop culture. You see art, and it's like, you know, still motions. It's still images that your mind kind of puts motion to. But b-boying is the other way around. It is, you know, motion that you kind of paint a picture for yourself. It kind of like gave me inspiration. Like, I didn't have to go and fit like stereotypes or anything, you know. I didn't have to go and say, oh yeah, you know, this guy thinks I'm supposed to act this way, I got to go be a knucklehead. No, I was like, okay, it gave me discipline, and it gave me something positive to do. You know, people might look at it, might see it, you know, that aren't used to seeing it, and might not think it's you know, mode of self-expression. They just think, oh yeah, it's a fad or whatever. But I mean, straight up, this is, you know, my life.
In these different styles of like graffiti and MCs and DJs, you know, spinning wax or spinning albums and scratching for the b-boys to break to, and you know, it's just a beautiful culture. You know, it's like, if you look at it, it's like just a beautiful painting with real bright, vivid colors, you know, just that shines out, you know, and and this is a way these kids learn how to express themselves. You know, we come from a culture here in America that a lot of these kids come out of poverty, and they don't have the luxuries of going to nice schools and doing these things. So they incorporated this, you know, and this is, they taught themselves. They're self-proclaimed artists and self-proclaimed dancers, and it's a beautiful art form, you know.
I had explained to a teacher of mine kind of my upbringing and what I did as a teenager, and she said how cool that, you know, you risked all of this but in the name of art, and that, I mean, I think says a lot of it.
Need this stuff, you know, like it's kind of sad, you know. For those of y'all watching this, we live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and if you guys didn't know, Mayor Martin Chavez has this thing against graffiti. He doesn't care. Any form of graffiti to him is, you know, vandalism and is looked, you know, down upon, frowned upon. You know, they try to shut it down. He has an anti-graffiti, you know, movement going that's pretty strong right now. So, you know, it's kind of sad to see that, but we need more positive things to, you know, to show, you know, the mainstream media and like just the everyday person that ain't used to this what you know, graffiti is, because it is an art, you know.
Won't be acknowledged until we're all gone, you know. Once we're all out of here, like, then people can look back and like, oh yeah, it was illegal, but man, what a great thing. Like, you know, Mayor Koch owns like graffiti canvases now. You know, of course he would never acknowledge that back then, but now it's like he remembers and thinks back to when he was battling with graffiti on the subways, and having a piece of that canvas is recalling a piece of that history.
Bomb the Canvas is just, man, it means to get out, get crazy on express yourself on the canvas and do what you do, what you love. And
I think it's a good edge to have in our gallery. I like to have different stuff. And yeah, this is like the most people we have in any gallery event, which is great, and a lot of different kinds of people that we wouldn't normally have come to the shows. So it's really exciting, and to have people breakdancing right in the middle of the gallery space is really cool, and something I hope to do more different things in the future. So
this year, Bomb the Canvas 3, just amazing work. You know, these kids have really stepped it up and put more quality time into their art and stuff like that. The community outreach of doing walls out in the city. We don't want to take away the true meaning of graffiti, being out there in the public. You know, we want to keep the graffiti part of it as real as possible, and it's also a way to divert the kids from going out there at night and destroying the city. So we have something for them to do during the day and in the evening of painting walls and stuff. So we want to focus on these guys' art and try to get as much of it sold, because last year when we sold some art pieces for these guys, it just boosted their confidence up, and they just wanted and I think that's why we got such high quality work this year, because they sold some pieces and they were just really excited, you know. And so we just want to keep the positive aspect going and just keep growing and educating the community more on it and doing more outreaches, and hopefully it's not just a once a year thing. Hopefully we'll be able to even showcase some artists by themselves and not have to be collaborated with so many artists, you know, and give them the opportunity to see what it's like to have their own art gallery or an art gallery representing their art, you know. So
what makes it important to me is just my expression, just letting it be me, letting it be who I am, and just loving it for what it is, you know.
What makes a piece aesthetically stand out for you? When you get done, you know it's a quality piece. What are the things for you?
Knowing that it's clean, knowing that it stands out, knowing that the colors